Hello everybody, Little Simmer here, and today we're back with another Sims 3 speed build. This house is called Lighthouse View, I believe. Um, it's 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. I didn't do up any of the upstairs like I haven't done at all. Um, and I also didn't hardly edit out any of the usually when I do speed builds, I edit out the process of me picking something like furniture wise, but I figured I'd leave it in, let you guys see the struggle that I that I always go through. I was looking for more. I was going for like a farmhouse-ish look, and I think the raw footage was about. It only took me about 3.5 hours to do. Um, but when I'm looking this, we're working on. When I'm looking at this, sorry, I can't speak today. Um, we're doing up the roofs right now. Um, I was having a little bit of troubles with that little, what would you call that? Peak? It's not a peak. It's like the part we're working on right now. So I had to like extend the wall so it could connect because I'm actually OCD. Um, I've gotten a couple of people commenting on my speed builds, and you guys really seem to be liking my stuff, which is really good. It's not about the numbers for me, basically. Like I just love building houses, and I really want to start a Let's Play sometime soon. I was thinking about starting a Generations Let's Play, just like starting off a family, and working my way up with that, um, like growing the family and whatnot. Um, I never know what to talk about when I do when I do speed builds. Oh, I know what I can talk about. We've had a really bad heat wave here in Ohio the past like week. I think today it's like 95, and I'm hating it. It's funny that like everybody that I know always say whenever it's like winter time, they're like, I can't wait for the summer because I hate being cold, and then when the summer finally comes, it's fine for a while, and then everybody's just like, oh, I can't wait for fall or winter or something because I'm tired of being hot. Because I love the cold. Like I love being cold. I don't know why. I think it's really great cuddle weather. And but yeah, this house had a really pretty like I love the porch like that it had. And I always go off of like pictures that I find on like houseplans.com or eplans.com or something like that. And I tried to do it as best as I could. I had a little bit of trouble with the layout on the inside. You'll see me struggle here in just a moment. Um, but it had like a little side porch right there, and I thought that looked really nice. And it had like black windows, and I had to make that peak right there shorter because I just thought it looked funny. You'll see me do that here in a minute. Um, I'm home alone right now, which I prefer being alone when I do the voiceovers to my speed builds because um, I don't really have a reason for it. I just prefer to be alone when I do it. I don't care if somebody watches me build the actual house. It's just when it comes to the actual voiceover part, I just get really weird whenever somebody's home and I do it. But I thought about using the windows that came with pets because those are more like farm housey, if that makes any sense. Um, but in the picture, like I said, I tried to make it look as much like the picture as I could, and then in the picture it had I feel like I'm stuttering a lot. In the picture, it had those windows that you see in the very front right there. Um, and I actually had a set, so I just used those instead. Um, but yeah, the siding. is really pretty, and in the picture it was like a brick masonry texture, and I thought about making the house just like pure white, but I wanted some texture, but I didn't want like brick, because I put brick in the inside the house. Oh, yeah. I forgot to edit me saving my game out. That was weird. I'm sorry. Um, but uh, but yeah, I thought about putting brick on the outside, but then like I remembered like I did that, and then like I went inside and I put brick inside. What are we doing here? Yeah, see, I didn't cut hardly anything out inside because I wanted you guys to see the struggle of me trying to. So I try a couple different things. Like I usually put the kitchen and the dining room like next to each other, and I kind of do a half wall with a custom content fireplace that like kind of cuts off in the middle. Um, I struggle with that wall too because I didn't want it to like because I don't know how to explain it, but when a wall is just like straight back through the whole like through the whole length of the house, and there's no like body to it, I think is the right word I'm looking for. I don't know. But I didn't want it to look boxy and choppy, and I do some really pretty things with like columns. I used the columns that came with pets, and I just didn't. And I also really love natural lighting too. So like, and whenever you like close off a bunch of like rooms, um, it tends to natural light seems to have a hard time getting in there. So I just deleted everything and just started over. I probably should have cut this stuff out, but I guess I wanted to show the process of me. Because I had a floor plan too, but I just couldn't make it. I'm not good with like copying floor plans, so I always try to make my own. But I feel like I fail at it a lot. Um, and then like I see like I give big props to people who can like here we go. I think I'm finally starting to figure things out. Um, but I give big props to people who can like build houses on their own without like a floor plan. That's what I want to I want to get to that point. But and I built this house all in one sitting. Like so I try not to extend my building process too much cuz um I just like it where um I forget what I was gonna say. But yeah, and then the upstairs, once I get the downstairs laid out, I feel like the upstairs is so much easier for me to do than the downstairs because you guys putting in a few walls and making them rooms. But I always put sliding doors in like the very back wall leading out to the backyard, and I didn't do up the backyard. I put a fence and I put like a back porch and stuff, but I'll leave that up to you guys to I'll leave that up to you guys to do. Um, I just recently upgraded my internet because I was using AT&T Uverse, and when we first got them, it was great. And then as time went on, our internet just kept getting slower and slower, and we were only getting 15 megabytes a second, I think it's what it is. And Spectrum, we switched from Spectrum before before when they were Time Warner Cable before they got bought out by Spectrum. We were using that when we first moved into our house or to our apartment. I don't live in a house. I wish I did. But when we first moved in, we had Time Warner Cable, and then we people kept saying that AT&T was better, and so we went to AT&T. And T. And then they were good for a couple years, and then just like a week or two ago, um, we got, we switched to Spectrum because, 100 megabytes a second is much better than 15. And I don't know what I'm doing here. What am I doing here? Uh, what am I doing? I'm sorry, guys. This is weird. There we go. I probably should have cut that out. I don't know what was I thinking? What was I doing? Um, I think I was looking at a picture trying to figure out because I also pull up a lot of like um I pull out a bunch of pictures from Google on like um not floor plans, but I look at a lot of pictures from Google of like kitchens and like I get a bunch of ideas from like really nice kitchens that I find on Google and living rooms and stuff like that. Um, but I think the next time I do a speed build, I'm gonna edit out me doing me struggling on the inside because that was painful. That was painful to watch. Um, so if you see a bunch of like pauses, that's why. I think I didn't have very much time to cut out everything, so I decided to leave that like those parts in. Um, and I think the video is 25 minutes long. The speed build itself, the sped up part is like 25 minutes long ish. And I spend a lot of time doing the living room, which it's not bad. I don't want to say it's bad that I spent that long, but it's just bad that, yeah, and this is another bad thing about not editing out all of that stuff is you guys get to see me saving the game. And I speed this up to about 8 times. I feel like that's a good. I started at like 4, and then like I tried 8 on my last speed build, and it was actually really good. And me being a new speed build, like me being a new like I've watched like speed builds and stuff, and for the first few years I was like, how are they building that fast? That's so crazy. Like I actually thought that they were building that fast. Um, but yeah, and then here we're doing um the flowers and shrubbery and stuff. I always overlap those little flowers that are on the floor. I don't know what they're called. Um, I always overlap them to make them look like a bunch of flowers are just like growing out of the ground. And I thought the yellow ones were a little much. So I go back and delete all of that and I just use the peach and the blue flowers. Yeah, because I just thought that the yellow flowers were a bit much. There we go. But I just thought that looked really nice. And I love those I think those bushes in the front. I think those came with yeah, they came with Supernatural, I believe. I think. No, what is that? Is that it's not Seasons. Oh, I can't remember not Generations either. Um Ambitions? That's those shrubbery the shrubbery in the front there. I love those so much. They make it look so nice and pretty. And I've never done this part, but I've never done this before either, where I put dirt like uh underneath them to make it look more realistic, I guess. I just decided to put that's right, I put mulch on there instead. I thought that looked really nice. I tried to make it look realistic and I was like, nah, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Nope, not today. And then I was having a hard time finding trees that didn't like glitch into the house. So I just went with that little tree in the front, I think. Yeah, I just put two little trees in the front. And then I love the trees that came with seasons. Seasons is probably my favorite expansion pack because the trees are just so pretty and colorful. And so yeah, we're doing the backyard, I think. Yeah, we're doing the back porch right now. And um I started seeing what I'm doing right now. I seen Zen Simmer do it, and I don't want to be a copycat, so that's where I got it from. That's who I got that idea from. And I don't know where she got that idea, but it's a really good idea, and I really love it. And I think I've done it in all of the speed builds that I've done so far. I probably need to make up my own my own little thing that I do. Um, but I know I fawn about a bunch of like simmer YouTubers, and Zen Simmer's probably my favorite one because she's so sweet and she's really talented at. I wish I could make houses the way she makes houses. Um, and she makes houses like off the top of her head sometimes, a lot of the times, and I just think that's really cool. And yeah, we're working on the trees right now. I always put the same little flowers that I put in the front there, just to make it look more realistic, I guess. And then I've just recently been doing this where I'm putting outside lights on the like outlining the walkway. And I think we're finally getting inside. Finally. And the living room was really big. It was really big. So I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, so I kind of play around with it for a while. And I guess the walls for some reason looked really big, and I thought I had bigger TVs than that. I need to download more custom content. I'm like really big into like custom content, like decor. Like I love decor custom content. It just makes my houses look so pretty whenever I actually have a lot of it. And before I built my computer that I have now, I had a laptop that had a crap ton of custom content, and I had to throw away my laptop because it wasn't a very good one. It was bad. um, yeah, then it's funny when I finally got inside, I forgot that there was a side porch. I almost forgot to put that door there because then you guys would have been like, "Wait, how do we get outside?" You guys would have had to put your own door there. But no, I finally remembered, "Hey, there's a side porch there. I should probably put a door there so they can get out." Yeah, then right here I'm trying to make like an entertainment center looking thing. So I think I figured it out. I think finally I make it all white. There we go. Um, I try to make it look as farmhouse-ish as I can, but I always make whenever I do like modern style houses, and in the kitchen um I used the cabinets that came with late night. I usually, whenever I do like a farmhouse looking house thing, I always use the pets expansion pack. But in this house, I was kind of feeling the late night ones. Because with the late night ones, you don't have to recolor them. You can just make them black or white or whatever color you want. So I think I just made them black. We're still in the house. We're still in the living room. I put a little table behind the couch to make it look nice. Make it look more. I don't know what the word is. Is it modern? That's not modern, is it? That's not modern style. I think people have been doing this and then I'm trying to put little knickknacks, make it look lived in. So I've just put some books on there. There's like a little purse. I need to download more stuff like that purse. I love it. And then I've had that basket of clothes, the clothes basket decor item for a while, and I use it. I've used it, and I think I used it in my last speed build. I thought it looked really pretty. I thought it looked really pretty. Speaking of my last speed build, I totally forgot to go give you guys the download link. I forgot to um, share the house with you guys. You guys can download it. So I'll be doing that probably today that I'm doing the voiceover. I totally forgot, like I said I was going to, and then I remembered to do it in the last two houses, and I just forgot to do it in this one. Um, but yeah, I think we're still in the living room. And I remembered that I had those pictures that I'm working on right now. I just like I remembered that at that time I remembered that I had it. And then that grandfather clock came with what expansion pack did that come from? I think it came with Supernatural, I believe. And I feel like the middle of this house is kind of bare, but I was running out of things to put in it, and I didn't want to, so I think in the middle part there, I think I just put like a big rug, I believe. But I don't have very many decoration things, so I just decided to, um, I guess decided to put a rug in the middle, and I make the back of the house where um, the back of the house where the sliding door is. I just put some knickknacks and stuff. I put a pair of shoes there. I really need to download more custom content because custom content really like makes houses look really pretty. And here we are in the kitchen, and I put some knickknacks in here and make it look lived in. Um, but this house, I will not forget to upload this house on Mega because I still can't. I'm dumb, I guess, and I can't figure out um, how to upload on the Sims resource. And I just feel like Mega is easier. It's easier for me. Um, but if you download the house, no matter what you download it on, if you download this house from the link that I give you, you should get all the custom content that I use. Um, and I want to take a quick second to thank all of the content creators on the Sims resource and anywhere really. Like I get a bunch of my custom content from SS Vitlins on Tumblr. Um, I also get a lot of it from the Sims resource. I can download from the Sims resource just fine, but I can't figure out how to upload anything to save my life. Um, but we're in the dining room, but yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody that makes custom content. And I wish I could shout out like all of the creators that I use, but I use like so many that I think it's kind of impossible for me to go and name everybody. So I'm just gonna thank everybody. If you see your content used here, thank you so much. And um, and by all means, if anybody watches this and you see one of your creations, feel free to like comment down below and say, hey, that I made that, and give yourself a little shout out. I totally won't mind. But we're in the study right now, and I think we're coming up to the end of the speed build, so I'm gonna leave you guys here. Um, if you want to subscribe, you can. I put out Sims 3 speed builds whenever I can. I think it's like once a week or so, but I'm gonna try to make it um, the the date that I put them out more close together. But I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.